Señores, en este momento me encuentro con la senadora Jackie Rosen y vamos a hablar de todo lo que le está sucediendo a la comunidad latina. It's such a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for giving some of your time. Very busy time right now to talk to us about what's happening to the Latino community.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate everything you do too.
Thank you. So right now we're seeing that basically the Constitution of the United States doesn't apply to people like me, to people who speak my language, to people who speak with an accent. I can go in the streets and for no reason an ICE agent can just come to me and he can take me to a detention center. They don't care anymore, even if we can prove that we are here legally. What is the Senate and what are you as a Democrat doing to fight this fascism?
Well, I can tell you this is not my America, and ICE agents have crossed a line when they think that they can go with roving patrols, roving agents, violating every amendment, every civil right, and ask people, show me your papers. That is not who we are. And so what are we doing? We are standing up. We're going to close ICE down. We're going to not pay Kristi Noem any salary, anything to her department until she agrees to have training, transparency, accountability, and guardrails, treating people with dignity. This cannot stand. This is not our democracy. And as long as I'm here in the Senate, you can damn well be sure that I am going to stand up for everybody's rights, because if you aren't safe, I'm not safe. None of us are safe, because one thing a bully needs, one thing those agents need, is they need someone to pick on. And they'll find him any place they can. And so we have to band together to stand up to this, because it is wrong, it is un-American, and it violates everything we know to be good and true.
And talking about also this regime, because at least for us it feels like it is a regime where we are being persecuted. Yes. What message do you have for all of those Latinos that are scared to leave their homes? They are not driving their kids to school anymore, and basically they just feel like we don't belong here. What would you say to those people who feel that we are misplaced here?
Well, I want to apologize for what is happening, that Kristi Noem and her regime of cruelty, terror is the point, and she's terrorizing our Latino community, our communities of color all across this country. And so we have to find a way to get it right and find a way to fix this, find a path forward and get her out of there. I called for her impeachment. She doesn't deserve this job. She's unqualified. Any of our law enforcement should be acting with transparency and accountability, and she's just all about the terror. And so what can we do? We can try to find people within the community that we can trust, that we can talk to. We're trying everything we can to make our community safe again. And the first thing we can do is shut down ICE the best we can. They've still got money. Trump is moving it around, but not give them one more dime until we have those guardrails in, and this has to stop. It has to stop. They're not just terrorizing Latinos, they're terrorizing everyone, and that's the point. They want no one to come out of the house, and we can't let it stand.
Is impeaching Trump over this on the table?
Well, I can tell you Republicans are in charge now, so that's not
until November. We're making sure of that.
Until November. So I want to tell, su voto es su voz, right? Your vote is your voice. Un poquito español, right?
I love that.
And so your vote is your voice. So go vote, all of us. Vote for humanity. Vote for dignity and decency. Nobody wants criminals here. No one wants drug dealers or sex traffickers. That's not what's happening. Vote for a democracy that has heart. That's what I tell people, number one. And when we take back the House and hopefully the Senate, then we can talk about who should be held accountable and the right way to hold them accountable. This is why it's important when people go out, they protest, that they're speaking up, that they're telling their story, that they're filming and videoing, so we have the evidence to tell the world what is happening here, now, and this moment, to hold people accountable in the future.
I want to ask you also about the Epstein files.
Yeah.
Because it is way too obvious that he was not working alone. And a lot of people that are very powerful in this country, and I think including the President of the United States right now, has been involved. And at least we know that he knew that Jeffrey Epstein, because he said, I don't know if you saw the reporting by the Miami Herald, that in 2006, he told the chief of police of Palm Beach that everybody knew what Jeffrey Epstein was doing, and thank you that you're doing this, right? So at least he knew. And if you know that somebody is abusing children and you stay quiet, you are complicit in that crime. What about if, let's say that let's not say we are going to take control at least of the House. I am hoping that also the Senate.
I hope so,
I
too.
think it's going to happen as well. Let's say that Congress, the House, impeaches Donald Trump. Will your vote be a yes?
Yes. Because Donald Trump already a convicted felon over 30 counts, and we see these files, the Epstein files. We know his name is in there. God knows, thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of times. But what happened today? Today, Attorney General Pam Bondi was in the House testifying, and there were women, and there were young boys and girls, both victims. There were women sitting behind her, and she said, "We'll listen to anybody." And those women stood up behind her, held up their hand on national television, full face for the world to see, to tell their story about the most horrible things that happened to them. And they said, "We're here to testify." And Pam Bondi didn't even turn around to acknowledge they exist. So then she says, "We'll talk to everyone." There were, I'm not sure how many women behind there, but they were there standing, ready. See me, hear me, acknowledge what happened to me. And she kept her head down. She should be ashamed, not just as our chief law enforcement officer, but as a woman and as a human being. She knows what happens, and she's protecting the perpetrators and ignoring the victims. What's wrong with her? So I feel more than angry. I can't even believe that our Attorney General didn't have the human decency to turn and look at those women who now their faces all over. They've chosen to keep their pain quiet. And she wouldn't even acknowledge that they exist. It's another shot to their heart. And I am so horrified
They
by all
deserve
that.
justice.
And they deserve justice. And anyone who's in those files, we need to know everyone who was in those files that participated in those crimes so they can be brought to justice and the victims have their day in court.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Senator Rosen.
Thank
It's a
you.
pleasure
Thank
to
you.
have been able to talk to you.
Thank you. I hope to come back again soon, too.
I hope so. Thank you.